Hey,
Hey, how are you?
good. How are you?
Good. So you've been getting a couple landlord calls from our videos
Yeah.
asking for help and advice, right?
Yeah. I got two in the last 3 weeks and had lengthy conversations with both. And I'll go into some details about it. Caller number one was a lady that owns a property in Barrie, called me up, saw the videos, etc. And I asked her about the tenant issues, and she goes, "Well, first of all, I said, did you do this by yourself?" She goes, "Yeah, I did because I wanted to save money."
Yeah.
Number one rule, right? Newbie investor, right? That, can save, 2K, and finding and select a tenant. And then the shit bag gets in there, or her, and then things go down south. And that's exactly what happened with her. They won't even let them go in the house. It's a disaster. Um, just, I'm selling the property, et cetera, et cetera. So this is kind of normal to a new investor. We've been through this so many times in our careers that, we both own multiple properties and have dealt with and learned as we go. And in
Well,
a
we
lot,
don't anymore.
we don't anymore, and that's the reason why, because of the lack of support from the Ontario government, landlord tenant board. It makes no sense to be an investor in Ontario today because look what happens. And
Mhm.
so anyway, they're trying to get them out. I think she served all the papers in the N4 and the L1, and I'm thinking, don't quote me, but I'm thinking her court date was in June. So, and they stopped paying rent. So probably for, you know what I mean? June's a little bit far away, 6 months without paying rent, possibly.
Mhm.
It's going to cost her financially. She's frustrated and she goes, I'm selling it because I'm out of it. The other call came from a gentleman in down in Aurora area, Vaughan area, sorry. And same thing, I can tell that he was new. He was new to the game. Said he's never lived in the house, so I'm assuming he bought brand new, investor, put a tenant in, etc. And tenant's been in there since February 2023. Moving forward to November 2023, no rent. So he's out rent of $18,000. Okay. Of course, he's struggling, right? So he took a payment plan, took a lump sum from them of 18,000 that he's out of, but the $18,000 didn't come from the tenants. The $18,000 came from the Salvation Army. So he goes, Mark, I had no choice. I was, I'm bleeding here. I get it. It's tough. So he took the money, and then 2 months, 60 days later, same thing happens again. And his court date's in May, coming up in May, I believe. So a couple months, and the house is destroyed in a sense. Like again, he sent me a few pictures, and we'll cover them off later on in here about that. So you can kind of see that more people are getting out of this business. And the last article I read in GTA, we've talked about it before, that between 75 and 100 properties are taken, or rental units are taken off the market each month through people just selling them. Investors aren't buying them. So when they go on the market, they're going to be owner occupied, or mom and dad are going to live downstairs, or whatever. The basement will sit empty and just make it use. So it's frightening. It's really frightening. And when I went through the board today, if you want to pull that information up, I was kind of surprised to see what I
Yeah, I'm
saw.
gonna pull that up.
Yeah, let's pull it up and have a discussion on it, because, and then we'll talk about issues. Because I've showed some properties this over the weekend that were tenanted. So, so out of 380 listed homes, these are freehold properties, excluding condos. 59 of the properties were tenant occupied, which equals 16% of the listed properties. Me and you
Yeah.
both know, and I've gone through lengthy conversations, and you've had some experiences that I'm sure you're going to want to share. And you know, our our thought process on this when we go to show properties, we see tenant, 9 times out of 10, you know what? We don't want to bring them there because we know it's not good.
Yeah, nine times out of 10. I mean, there's the odd one that
Yes,
I've gone into and they look at it after like their own home and it looks great,
correct. It's
but
very,
it's not common.
no, like I went to two properties over the weekend condo, and you know, when I looked at, and I knew it was tenanted because I saw it on there. They put pictures on there that showed it was vacant. Okay, we're more you know looking at it as a decoy in a sense because the one we really wanted to see was really good, and we thought this was second choice in a sense. And we walk in there and it was like we stayed no more than 5 seconds. We didn't take our shoes off. Like it was so bad.
Yeah.
Stuff everywhere, stinks, garbage, just lives like a pig. So, we're seeing a lot of that, and then we're seeing a lot of triple days on market for these properties, right? We're seeing that. We're seeing a lot of, them come down in price because no one wants to touch them. No one wants,
Yeah.
they're staying away. And share your experience because you went through this recently.
Yeah, so we did sell a tenanted property. I never thought it would sell. It looked horrible and it finally sold
Mhm.
and the people wouldn't move out. Even though we gave the N12 and we did everything on the days that we're supposed to, with the 60-day notice and everything.
Yep,
They just refused to move out without a payout.
correct.
And so then we had to put the buyer in another house.
Yep. At your expense, at your seller's
Yeah,
expense.
at my seller's expense because they wanted to stay in the deal and we didn't want to lose the deal because if we lose the deal, if we did finally get a landlord tenant board date, but the problem was if we lose the deal, then they don't have to leave anyway
That's right.
because the house isn't sold, right?
Yep.
And the
Yep.
people wanted to stick in with the deal, so we put him in a house at my client's cost.
Yep.
And then he finally ended up having to pay them out anyway.
How much did he pay him?
I think he paid them 15 grand.
$15,000 to say goodbye. It's a lot of money.
Well, they started at 50.
Yeah, which wasn't going to happen.
40
Cash
or
for
50.
not that
Yeah.
for that much.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a ridiculous amount.
yeah, that's
But they
crazy.
know that they can wait for the court date. Everybody knows, right?
I know. So you need that eviction. You need that order to vacate them from the property.
Yeah, they said, well, when you get a judge to give you an order, then we'll leave.
That's right. And then you get the sheriff and you're 4 weeks after. So, you know, in this market that, let's be honest, that real estate
I don't
investment.
even, Mark, I don't take my clients to tenanted properties. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even bother. Because I'm too scared
No,
that the people aren't gonna leave and my client's gonna have nowhere to live.
100%, 100%. It happens
And
all
and even if you get an N12 or an N11, they sign everything.
nothing.
I've
Hmm.
had that happen lots of times too, and they can't find a place to live. They're trying to find a place and they can't, and they don't leave.
That's right. And a lot of agents are putting that right on the listing too. Oh, they've been served, and they've signed the N9 or the N11 and they're leaving at the end of the month. Well, you know what? I showed another property last week and they said the same thing, leave it in the month. I can tell you, no one was packing. No one was backing at all.
Yeah.
The three of the properties were a gong show. The other one we showed on the weekend still had their goddamn Christmas tree up.
Well, look at the one that I bought and I walked away from the deal because they didn't leave. And they said they were going to leave, but nobody would take them, right? They couldn't find a place. So,
Couldn't find a place.
no.
So, and we're seeing a lot of real estate investors are not buying today. We're seeing a more of a transition of real estate investors getting out of this business because it's become so difficult. And before the COVID days, it was very quick to get in front of a landlord tenant board, get a hearing date. 3 or 4 weeks, you were in front of them, and they would just expedite things quickly. So that has changed. And I'm going to talk about this tenant that reached me. This gentleman from Vaughan area that reached out to me. He's financially impacted by this.
Well, you know what's upsetting me about it, honestly, is that, I've got a lot of comments. Well, you chose to be landlords.
That's just bullshit.
Well, not only that, Mark, when the system wasn't as broken as it is now.
No, it's destroyed.
It's horrendous now after COVID.
It's
It wasn't like that before.
no, it
So
was
people that you chose to be landlords, we didn't choose for the government to change the way they do their freaking system.
no, I
Right.
know.
So, and look at, people do say, oh, you chose it, blah, blah, blah. But look at how many people are getting out of it. All my investors, I've already had 2 calls this year. They're selling. They're
They're
all
selling
getting out of it.
100%. No one's buying. No one is. Real
No,
estate investors are not buying. It's the opposite happened. That's a big number. 16% of total properties listed on the Barrie Real Estate Board. Sorry, the Toronto Real Estate Board in Simcoe County in Barrie. 16%. Good luck selling them because it ain't happening
Yeah.
for reasons that we just spoke about. It's not happening. And
Well, no, and that's why, people chose to be landlords in a time where it was bad, but not ridiculous.
no, no, and no, I know times have changed. And I've showed some vacant properties that right when you walk in the door, you can tell they were tenanted because nothing's done.
Yeah.
They're the only thing that's there is it's empty, but the carpets are still destroyed. It's not even clean. Walls need painted. Like it's disgusting.
Well, listen, in defense of the tenant, if I was renting a place, yeah, maybe I'd keep it clean and stuff, but I'm not painting it and updating it and putting any money into a property that's not mine.
No,
Why,
no,
why would I
no,
do
no,
that?
no, no.
So, I mean, if a tenant does vacate it, then the landlord should be cleaning it up and doing some work before they sell it.
Right. So
I got one in Aurelia doing that right now. Like,
maybe maybe we should plug our program that we're trying to get left off. I've done 4 of them last year where we're
yeah,
gonna where we're gonna go in. It's part of our commission where we kind of go in and you know we can't put millions of dollars, but we can put you know a couple grand into things to get it in a better state.
yeah.
And you and I both know, just clean it up, get some fresh paint in the walls, bring a professional cleaner in, maybe change out a couple light fixtures. That's what we're going to do this year a bit, and we've talked about it. And boy, investors, if you're out there thinking of selling your investment properties, you should really give us a call because that's a great program. Hands off for you. We look after it all at zero expense. So anyway, I want to do that plug. But
Yeah, well, that's something we decided to do partially because of us going to the listings and seeing the state they're in.
yeah, I know.
And honestly, a lot of them, like you said, it's not major renovations. It's
It's not.
paint the trim, paint the walls,
That's it. That's it. Clean
clean
it up.
things up,
Yeah.
update your doorknobs maybe and your lights. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Really easy to do.
it
And
makes a
the
big difference.
turnover is done in a week and a half,
Yeah.
right? And it's vacant, not moving furniture, not doing anything. So that's the time you do it. But
Well, exactly. I mean, it turns, there's a lot of people that they walk in and they see, even if it's only paint, if it's dirty and yucky and whatever, they just turn around and walk out.
see you later. And I did this property on Coronation. It was $6.99. This is back a month and a half ago. $6.99, and we walked in. And the pictures looked great until we walked in and we went, "Oh my God!" Well, guess what kind of a reduction? Guess what that property sold for? End unit, townhome, in a good area, $6.99. What do you think it sold for? Because it looked like shit.
635.
$650. $50,000 haircut.
Yeah.
That would have cost that landlord, let's just say. Yeah, I probably would have refinished the floors down below, but it needed a bit more than 5K, but no more than 8.
Right.
Let's get the hardwood floor sanded up, complete paint, a cleaner. It needed carpet on the stairs going up.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all it needed. So he could have put 10 and got an extra. He could have got $6.99 for the place, hands
Yeah, I
down.
know.
And right now with that, and then he could have held off on offers on it. He could have got
Yeah.
710, 720.
Well, it's a
But
good area and it's an end
right down there,
unit. So
10 unit. So I don't understand that thought process in that. But anyway, so back to my guy down there. So he went through all the channels, the proper channels. He went right up to the head gentleman at the landlord tenant board and pleaded, again, he didn't speak to him, but one of his associates did, or colleagues, to get an emergency order because of the damage and because the second time the tenant's been in arrears and a substantial amount of money denied.
we did get that emergency hearing when the house was sold, eh?
Yeah, I'm shocked. Wow. This guy got slammed down. And he even tried again this week because I texted him.
Yeah, but you have to put in a form. There's a whole big
Oh,
form in the thing and you got to submit it. And
he's done.
then it goes to somebody and there's a judgment made.
Yeah, he's done
You
it.
can't just call. I can tell
No,
you
no,
that.
but again, he was calling, he put the form in, he got denied, so he wants to know why, he wants to speak to someone higher up. And their response was there's nothing that we can do. This guy's bleeding, Diane. He's bleeding. and there's nothing that we can do.
The
Either,
rent arrears get pushed to the back, by the way.
well,
They're anything that's a safety concern, or like my deal where the house was actually sold,
right,
it gets moved up a little bit. Where rent arrears are a dime a dozen, they're all that. So they won't move them up for that.
yeah, I think they should be moving them up. They should set a cap. So if someone's out, 3 months, that should be moved up. They should be to the front of the line.
Yeah, there should be some kind of cap.
Yeah,
So
there should,
19 properties out of 159 listed, 12% of condos are tenanted.
yeah, yeah,
And these are listed properties for sale right now.
on the Toronto Real Estate Board for Barrie. Yeah, there's a lot of them. And different ranges too. Like again, a lot of the, you know what I mean? 5 to 650 to 7, but there was the odd one up higher price ranges in nicer buildings too that were tenanted. And what we're noticed too, we've seen these, that we've gone through this exercise before, double, triple days of days on market for these because no one's going through
Yeah.
consecutive price reductions as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get to entice someone to come in, and I don't think it's enough. I think
Well,
they should
another thing I want to warn people,
give money.
when you look at pictures online, if you see vacant, ask your real estate agent, is it tenanted? Because most of the time, and I had to do it myself, when you list a tenanted property, the tenant won't let you take pictures of their place. So
Yeah,
you basically have to go to old pictures. And normally when the landlord rented it out, they have the pictures of when
yeah,
they rented it out, and
sure,
they give them to you because like uh, none of the ones I had, the tenants would allow us in to take pictures. They don't
right,
want their stuff online. They won't let us.
right. Well, I got caught in that mess on the weekend. It wasn't pretty. So I wasted, whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm not,
usually if I see pictures that are vacant, I'll check, is it tenanted? Because then I know already. It's
I know, it doesn't look good. Big red flag, big
yeah.
red flag. So the
I'm going to
best,
share the screen of your guy from Vaughan
all right.
with the pictures of the
So this is probably a townhome by looking at the single car garage and the size of the garage. So, again, this picture is wider, can sick, we don't know what's in these garbage bags. We don't know if it's food, whatever. It needs to go. And
this
it's,
is the stairs.
yeah, this is nice.
You know what's funny with this? That one property I had, every year I had to get a bin and empty the garage of garbage every year.
I told him to get a bin, right, get a bin
But you
order.
know what I don't understand, Mark? Oh, and then they complain the one that they have mice.
That's right. Rodents are coming in. So I told them rodents are getting in there.
Yeah, well, and no joke, like and second
I
of
guess
all, you have,
cockroaches, you name it, they're coming.
but you have garbage pickup. We live in the city. You can't just put it at the curb.
Too much work, obviously, for this tenant. I like the look of this carpet. That's
Yeah,
that. So
big
the carpet
stains.
repairs are $1,500 to repair. I like the laundry. I like the use of the laundry tub.
Yeah, this is in the laundry area, right? You can tell.
You can tell. Yeah, there's the
That's
soap.
right inside the house.
Correct.
And this is all the carpet. All the carpets are removed.
Yeah, it's probably better. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Stains everywhere.
Yeah, that you need to pull it out. I think so. That rip it out.
Yeah, he needs to just rip out the carpets in the whole house.
That's
They're
it.
toast.
So carpet, rip them out, full complete paint, get a bin. I said jump on this like yesterday because this needs to get done. We're coming to better weather. So there's another, I felt bad for the guy. He's 30 years in this country, trying to do the right things to get ahead, just keeps getting pushed down.
Well, another thing, and I got a lot of comments about, well, people that are renting and you guys own the houses and you have money and blah, blah, blah. Like I'm not
But
rich. I hate to tell people, but
and buy
second of
more.
all, we're also in a field with no pension,
Oh yeah,
we have nothing. Like when we retire, there's zero. So if we don't try to do some investing or do something, like
yeah,
we're going to be on the $1,000 a month from the
Um,
government. That's it.
yeah.
We got
That
nothing.
that doesn't even
So-
buy groceries for the month. So
Well,
That's,
that's part of the reason why I bought an investment property was because like, what the hell am I gonna do in retirement? Where's my income coming from?
yeah, I know, I know. And a lot of people have done that, right? We represent a lot of people that have done that. Some are still in the business. I got lots of them still in the business. They're not, my phone's not ringing to buy,
No.
it's more ringing to sell.
Yeah,
So,
like I told you, I've had two in the last month that
yeah,
want to sell.
that's right. That's right. And so what kind of things that we could tell viewers, because I'm sure there's many in this situation. Um, when you're going to go sell your property, pay the money to leave. That's the simplest way. Give them 5 grand just to
You're
go.
well, you're gonna
Well,
lose more than that
you
anyway, because as soon as
massively.
you give them an N11 or an N12, or you try to get them to sign an N11, the rent stops. They stop paying.
Some do. Yeah, some do. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know any that once you tell them that you're gonna evict them that keep paying. Why would they?
Yeah, I know. I've been lucky with a couple, but I've heard stories for sure where the rent stops.
Oh,
And then
lately now in this day and age, Mark, with the
I
backup,
know, I
no,
know.
nobody's paying the rent. As soon I tell my people, oh, as soon as you give them notice, they're gonna stop paying, and they all do.
Yeah, but that's okay. That if they take the 60 days notice, give them the 2 months free, give them 5 grand, get them gone. Because
Well,
you're gonna
that's what,
up on the
yeah,
house.
that's what I say too.
Yeah, you're gonna make it up. And don't list it when they're there. Like, don't list it. It's that 16% of the inventory in Barrie right now is sitting there rotting. No one's going.
Yes.
It's rotting.
It is.
So, and then we're gonna see once that investor landlord's gonna start feeling more financially burdened, he's gonna need to reduce. They're gonna need to reduce that property. It's just a losing battle.
Mark,
Get them.
I gave mine away. I gave it away because the tenants were there and I couldn't get rid of them. I gave it away.
That's what happens. You've seen
I
it. You've
knew
seen
it. I knew it.
You have to. You have to. And that 16% of the inventory isn't selling anytime soon.
No,
I wanted to, I wanted to go to the board. I don't know if we have, no, we don't need to do it,
we're
but
gonna run out of time. Yeah.
we're on time. But I wanted to see some days on market when I was scanning through them. Then there was relisted a couple times, 40, 50, 60 days on there, sometimes triple digits of days
Oh,
on.
a lot of them. I know one on Ann Street that I showed like God. It must
I
have been
know.
7 or 8 months ago. And then there was another one on Grove
Yeah,
that I went to. It was almost a year ago, or last May or June when I showed it, and it just sold now
yeah, I know. So
with tenants in it.
tenants in it, don't do it, tenants, clean it up. We've given you a few scenarios, right? Where one on Coronation could have got 710, 720. Right now, got 650 for a 10K cleanup. Let's call 10K go high. That's what you need to do. That's what these people need to do before you list. Any other things you want to say about that?
I don't think so.
No, I think we covered it. And
I think that everybody, like a lot of my people, I tried that one up in Aurelia 3 times now with the tenants in it.
yeah, so yeah, so tell us that story.
Well, they just, they have a big dog that's dry, that ruins the carpet and nobody barely wants to even show it because it's tenanted.
Yep,
And then when we do get showings, like it puts people off.
100%.
And we've let the listing run out 2 or 3 times, I think like 3 times now. And
How
he
long?
finally,
How long?
oh, it's 3 months, 2, 3 months. And now, he's finally gonna just pay to get them out and fix it up.
Yep. Did you have any offers on that property too?
We had one,
So what was it? How far was it off the listing price? Was it
$60,000.
60 grand? And it
We were
never
at 599 and they offered us 540.
540, and your guy, of course, would say no.
Well,
Which
now we wish he said I should have actually freaking took it
yeah, I know.
for all the hell he's going through now.
I know. That's so true, right? Looking back, holy cow, paying the money to leave. But he's coming into a better market, I think, too. So he might get it back if he goes and cleans the house up. He might win it back, but that's a lot of work. A lot of people don't have that time and flexibility in their schedules, and sometimes financial means to, prepare the property for sale too.
No, well, he does. And right now, well, it doesn't need, like, he already had, even when the tenants were there, he redid all the floors, he put laminate throughout.
So,
It really just needs paint
yeah,
and, the carpet, going up the stairs, they had a big dog and the
story.
carpet's toast. It needs to be
Yeah.
redone.
Did he give them money to leave or what?
Yeah,
So they're leaving on a certain date? Are they gone now or no?
I don't know if they're actually out yet, but they're on their way.
Okay, good, good, good.
They
So,
agreed,
well, that's good then. Do you know how much he gave them?
4,000, I think.
Okay, okay, to say goodbye. Did they stop paying rent?
They stopped paying last year, I think sometime, and then they went to court and they actually did pay them all up.
Oh, wow. Okay. Kudos for him.
Yeah, yep,
So if you like this video, give it a like, give it a share, comments. We love listening to these comments. We've helped a few people through it, get some advice. And one more thing before I go to openroom.ca. If you're ever looking for information on past tenants, we've done a whole video on this a couple
yeah,
months ago. It is a great tool. It will help you out. And don't do this alone.
no,
Pay that money. Okay. All right.
exactly.
See ya.
See ya.